כמו שהבנתם, אני נסעתי ללונדון לראיין את רובין וויליאמס במסגרת היחצנות שלו לאירופה, יחצי הציבור שלו לאירופה. לא ראיינתי אותו לבד, היו עשרות עיתונאים מכל העולם שכולם ראיינו אותו במין שיטת סרט נע כזאת, הם שכרו קומה שלמה בלונדון. זה לא מי יודע מה מרתק, הוא בן אדם יחסית חביב, עמד בגבורה ברעיון הזה. אני, איך אומר את זה, שליטתי, אני שולט באנגלית כמו, זאת אומרת, I control English, אוקיי? I control it. אני אראה לכם עכשיו את הרעיון המוקלט מלונדון. הנה אותן דקות יקרות, אגב זה מעט מאוד דקות כי אין להם זמן הרבה. אותן דקות יקרות, האמת שלא כל כך יקרות, זה היה צ'ארטר, כמו שאתם זוכרים. גבירותיי ורבותיי, רובין וויליאמס, בבקשה.
שלום, אני נמצא במלון בלונדון, קלאריג'ס הוטל, מטר ממני יושב רובין וויליאמס, אני מאוד מתרגש. אני יכול להגיד אגב מה שאני רוצה, הוא לא מבין עברית, וגם הוא אגב יכול להגיד מה שהוא רוצה, כי אני לא מבין אנגלית. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, shalom.
Shalom. My English is very, very bad.
My Hebrew is much worse.
You don't speak Hebrew by any chance?
I speak a little Yiddish, red Yiddish, but that's it.
Okay, because everybody in Israel think you're Jewish.
I know. I think many people...
Why?
Because I'm circumcised. I don't know. I don't know. I think they think I'm Jewish because... Maybe because I'm funny. That's a good running start.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why they do that.
Yes, many comedians are Jewish.
I think they think because I'm a comic that you have to be Jewish. It's mandatory.
Right. No, you look Jewish.
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay.
It's like I'm Jewish by commission. It's like all my managers and agents are Jewish. So maybe I just... And I went to so many bar mitzvahs one year. I saw more ice melt than the Titanic.
Okay.
So that was it.
So first of all, congratulations for the Golden Globe Award.
Yes.
This is the first movie that you produced with your wife, Marsha.
Right.
So you must be very happy. It's a great success.
In America, it's huge, which is, we never thought it would, you know, we thought it was a wonderful movie, but we didn't know it would do this well. I mean, Marsha, I mean, we saw it with an audience, a test audience, and saw them just, the laughter was huge. But sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean people will go.
No, but people are coming.
Yeah, again and again. I mean, every other week, it's like it gets... It seems it goes down a little bit, then it comes back up again. Every time there's a holiday, it just seems to get better.
Great. Why have you decided to produce your own movies?
Because you can control some of the elements that normally you wouldn't have. Like, you can say, I'd like to shoot this. And the bottom line is you can shoot a movie when you think it's ready, not when somebody else does. You can say, the script is now ready, let's shoot it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can nurture it along and say, these drafts don't work, this doesn't work, this works, and finally, when everything's in place, you shoot it when you're ready to shoot it, which is great. You don't have to be on someone else's time schedule.
In Mrs. Doubtfire, you portray a woman. Why do you think male actors like to play female roles?
It's a lot of fun. It's just to have the breasts alone is worth the price. Yeah, just to be able to go, what are these? Just to have your dirty pillows, to enter a room before yourself, dear. You know it's lovely. And just to tuck away the little admiral, to put away the tiny sergeant, you know, and work your way through there. And to pee standing up dressed as a woman, I think is one of the greatest experiences ever.
But it's hard to walk on
the heels, yeah. And even though there's only 2-inch heels, I think it's one of the most misogynistic things ever invented. Designed by someone who went, this is for you, Mama. I'm going to hurt women's spines for the rest of your life. But it makes your legs look great, which is nice. It's a trade-off, you know. Good calves.
Playing a woman role help you understand women better?
A little.
A little.
People said, what's it like to be a woman? I said, it's much more fun to be inside one. We all know that. It's true. See, that look like, right. But it's, do I understand? Maybe a little bit, but then, no. I think sometimes I have a clue, and then they'll do something where you go, you don't know, really.
Yes.
You've been one for a while.
Men don't know.
They do. I mean, we do and we don't. I mean, that's what makes it interesting. Just when you think you know, they go, ha, ha, ha. Mrs. Bobbitt comes along and...
In one of your interviews, you mentioned that playing a 60-year-old woman, I read it in the newspaper, changed your sex life. How come?
I don't know. It just gives you, you're a lot more fun. The fact, when you have those breasts on, it sure makes sex interesting. It's, you know, that hermaphroditic thing.
And what about the age, 60?
The 60?
Sex in...
60? It's wonderful, dear. As a 60-year-old woman, brace yourself, you know. You know, foreplay is basically 5 years. No, you've got to get ready for that. And I think about my poor old husband Winston, who was a dear, sweet man, little man, and I use that in all senses of the word, you know. I hated to say it to him at Alf. He said, Winston, is it in? And he always got so upset because he wasn't even awake. His idea was, Winston, his idea of sex was, Effie, I'm through, wash up, you know.
Okay.
He's a little frightening that way, but for me, sex is she's a tough old broad. She still enjoys sex. I dressed up as when I was... She has big hands, yes. Big hands, big gloves. And she still is capable of going into a store and buying a vibrator and saying it's not for her face, you know. Yes. One day I wandered into a store as Mrs. Doubtfire and looked at a couple of vibrators, you know, for personal use only. Yeah. And, you know, the guy was going like, you sure? Oh, don't wrap it, dear. I'll use it now. You know, and the Benoit balls, you know, those lovely things, you know. They had do you have a fitting room? You know, too bad. But that's part of it, dear. She still can enjoy a good romp as an English woman riding, you know, riding. They're very good in the saddle, you know. Scottish ladies. Sure.
Okay. I wanted to know, what kind of a father are you?
I'm good.
You're a good father?
Yeah.
Your children are here?
Under the chair?
No, in England with you?
Yes, they are. They're here with me. And, you know, sometimes when I'm working a lot, I'm not good in the mornings. I'm not always a great father. I mean, in the mornings I'm not, you know, they come in at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm not too well. I mean, I woke up the other morning and my son had a pistol to my little toy pistol, not a real one, but in America, who knows? Yeah. He's going, you're dead. And I went, you're right. Time to play, time to play. So,
do you have time?
Yeah, I make time. You know, it's nice with this profession. Is sometimes you work like really hard, but then you can have months off, which is great.
Would Mrs. Doubtfire like to say something to the people of Israel?
Oh dear, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom and rega, I know that.
Rega is a minute.
Yeah, rega, shalom, oh, rega. Any other words in Hebrew? If I spoke Hebrew, dear, I can speak in Yiddish, as Mrs. Doubtfire.
You're going to come to Israel?
Temple Beth Dublin. She's like, but I'd love to come to Israel. That'd be wonderful.
You've never been to Israel?
Never been to Israel.
Go, come, visit the Kotel.
I want to come there. It'd be fun.
Yes.
I've had many Jewish friends. I have friends who've been to Israel, so you've got to come see Israel. It'd be an amazing thing. And now I'm probably going, then why don't you come now? Yeah. The rest of us, Mrs. Doubtfire, it'd be so hot in the Negev.
We would love to have Mrs. Doubtfire come.
Oh, she would love it too, dear. I think she would love to be out there, just traveling around there. I think it'd be so smashing to see her there.
Okay. So
meeting just out there, wandering through Jerusalem.
What about stand-up comedy? Still doing it?
Yeah, I still do. I think there was recently in America, we have a thing called Comic Relief, which was 2 days before the earthquake. Which was.
Were you in there?
No, I wasn't. I flew out actually about 6 hours before the earthquake. It's a very frightening thing. You know, it's basically God redecorating.
Yeah, changing.
Yeah, so I think like that mountain here, moving over, and then we'll put a river here. But it's, you know, I still do stand-up. I still play clubs.
So?
Yeah,
I hope you come to Israel.
Thanks.
I hope you do stand-up in Israel.
I think it'd be amazing.
And thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay.
טוב, תודה רבה לכם וגם לו. אגב, אתם יכולים לדעת, זאת אומרת, אם אתם שואלים את עצמכם מאיפה אני יודע את השאלות באנגלית, ניסו לכתוב לי את זה בהתחלה באותיות ענקיות באנגלית, כמו בכיתה ג', אני לא זוכר מתי מתחילים, אבל מההתרגשות די לא קלטתי כלום, אז כתבתי את הכל בעברית, יש מין כזה אנגלית בעברית. הווה נצפה, זה הדף המקורי, רבותיי, יש לי ביד את הדף המקורי שהייתי בלונדון. אם אתם יכולים לשים לב למילה congratulations. שימו לב, ככה הכל כתוב. Because everybody in Israel think, תראו, think. כמו טינקרבל של פיטר פן, אוקיי. גבירותיי ורבותיי. לונדון לא מחכה לי, סתם.